I am the CHALL, your channel, your content for Doncaster Rovers Football Club, and welcome to today's match preview. This is for the game at the DW Stadium against Wigan Athletic. Now, before we get started, I know you guys are going to be asking me, you just did a video with Robbie from AFTV. How did you manage that? Well, trust me, it's been an amazing process to talk with AFTV about it and, you know, talk to Robbie yesterday. We filmed it yesterday and then uploaded it, obviously, you know, by now. And, you know, great to chat to Robbie, man. I mean, such a great guy, and good luck to Arsenal for the rest of the season. He's wished us luck, we wish you luck. Hopefully you beat Sheffield United, but hopefully some of the locals don't hear this. But it is a South Yorkshire rival, so we'll accept that. And, yeah, so massive luck to Arsenal against Sheffield United. Of course, we know that we didn't include the EFL Cup Liverpool-Arsenal match, but I think some of that Donny luck came their way yesterday, because of course they won on penalties 5-4, so very good over there. And of course we know about the predicted lineup with Arsenal that Robbie gave in that video. We put it up there, and we talked a bit about Tyrese John-Jules, who I'm excited to hopefully see feature tomorrow against Wigan. But he's wished us luck, I wish them luck, so massive luck to Arsenal, to DT, to Troops, to Robbie, to all Arsenal fans for the rest of the season in the Premier League. And hopefully, in a few years' time, you never know, we could join you there as a Keepmoat Stadium Premier League ground. But focusing on from the future to the present, going back from the future to the present, and we're facing Wigan in. I went a bit West Yorkshire there. We're going to face Wigan in League One, and this is going to be a tough clash. Not going to lie, it's going to be one of the toughest clashes of the season. Not at least with the news that came out today. Now we know that Tyrese John-Jules and Joseph Bursick have been called up to England's under-23s, I think, under-21s, under-23s, the under squad, and the under one before the senior squad. And one more call-up could be eligible for us to postpone the match until a later date when we have them back. So I think Danny Amos is likely to be called up to the unders for Northern Ireland, so that may do it. But for the Wigan game, not the Shrewsbury game, but for the Wigan game, we are out with Jason Lakilo. He's out for 2 or 3 weeks, like Tulloch was, with that hamstring injury in the Bristol Rovers match. But he's doing well, he's alright, he's just, you know, getting back to full fitness. So he will be out of action for 2 to 3 weeks, but you guys will already know the replacement I've got in mind when we come up with my predicted lineups towards the end of the video. Before we get started into our predicted scoreline, predicted lineups, people we need to watch out for, what we need to do, we need to talk a little bit about Wigan Athletic, and that means diving into what they are doing at the minute. So, before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another Doncaster Rovers video. And for now, let's get into talking a little bit about Wigan Athletic. So Wigan Athletic, the proud owners of the DW Stadium. Now this is a big week for Wigan because they of course accepted a bid from a Spanish investor, so they are agreed to be buying them out of administration. So Wigan will have brand new owners, and I'm very excited for the future of Wigan Athletic. Like Charlton Athletic, I'm very excited for both Athletics' futures, Charlton and Wigan. And of course, managed by the legend of the EFL management system, John Sheridan. We know he's a former Chesterfield manager. He's a brilliant manager. He's done some fantastic things in his career. And of course, Wigan currently 16th in the league. So on paper, we should be favourites in terms of the league positions. But I'm not ruling Wigan out. And there's a few things we need to do and a few players we need to watch out for, especially from that 2-0 win over 2-1 win, over Portsmouth. But before we get into dangerous players, we need to talk about what we need to do against the squad. So there we go. That's looking a little bit into Wigan. Now talking about what we need to do. Now, looking back at that Bristol Rovers game, I couldn't find many faults. Like, you could literally find little nitpicks. That's all you could find. Not even faults. Like, you could find little nitpicks, like a couple of selfishness moments on the ball. You know, be a bit more team-like, and a couple of it slightly could have made the right pass at the right time. We could have scored more than 5. It could be 5, 6, 7 if we made the right pass and the right movements. I think, especially in the first half, this seems to be a big thing with Rovers, and this is one thing I did note. More quick 1-2s and more composure, especially in the first half. I think the more quick 1-2s and the more we show that fluent attacking football that the former West Brom manager and former Rovers player Darren Moore has brought to Rovers, you know, we got such an exciting style of football. Taylor Richards came out today and said he's looking forward to football again. There's been clubs that he's been at where he's actually come out to the Free Press today and like hours ago and said, you know, there was clubs that I've been at where it's been stressful. I've come to Rovers, it's been brilliant, it's been attacking, I've been allowed to play my game, and I've actually enjoyed football again. I can't think what that feels like to enjoy football again after such a stressful period. So, you know, he thinks it's way better than the 23 level. And, you know, don't forget, this is one of the guys that reportedly we could get on a permanent deal if we're lucky. So that fluent attacking football, let's show that attacking football a little bit more with the quick 1-2s and more composure. And, of course, the right passes and the right movements leading to more and more goals. Because, to be honest, even though there was a couple of defenders that really stood out for me in the Portsmouth game for Wigan, if we can get past them and get past the rest of the team, because the goalkeeper, Jamie Jones, not going to lie, looked a little bit shaky in between the posts against Portsmouth, but I'll tell you something now, Wigan can be got at. They might have had the new owners bid accepted from the Spanish owners this week, but that doesn't mean that this needs to be a confidence booster for them. We could literally smash their confidence to pieces on Saturday, because on paper we should win this one. And there's been a lot of people backing Doncaster to win this one and to back our fantastic start to the season. I think looking on the base of it, I just think keep the pace, keep the creativity, keep the technicality, keep the smart movements, keep the quick movements going. The quick 1-2s from the second half was a much improvement on the first half. So just take those second half quick 1-2s and composure, apply it in the first half as well. Boom, we've got a massive win here. So that's what we need to do. Now, there's a few Wigan players that I've sort of singled out, if you like. So, one player is, of course, one of the mans of the match for Wigan against Portsmouth last weekend. And that is, of course, the right-back on loan this season, Tom James. He was very incredible for Portsmouth in the right-back position, capped by an incredible free kick. That's something we've got to watch out for. Do not foul unless you're either taking one for the team or there's no other option. Because if you get a good distance on a set piece from Tom James, he will cause you a hell of a lot of problems. Because you saw that free kick against Portsmouth at Fratton Park last weekend. What a goal. What a goal. He's dangerous from any kind of that area from a free kick. So we have to be careful, and Bursic needs to be on his toes for those free kicks if we do get them taken by Tom James. The other defender that I have to worry about is Nathan Cameron. Now, he did improve from his debut. Of course, he signed from the now folded Macclesfield Town. And he's proving why he needs League One competition with the solid defending against the Pompey. Better than his decent debut beforehand in the first game. So if we can get past the crucial blocks that he made, there was one crucial block especially made in that game from him, then I think he's another defender we need to get past. And I think the attackers need to be doing their hopefully they've done their homework on both Nathan Cameron and Tom James, as well as the whole back line. Not just Tom James, not just Nathan Cameron, not just the goalkeeper Jamie Jones and pointing out the weaknesses of Jamie Jones. Look at the whole back line, because there could be some weaknesses in there. Chris Merry, he can versatile as a left back. He did do that to an extent against Portsmouth, and he could do really well in both positions. So he sort of covered that left side because he was on the left centre midfield as well. So he sort of covered that side very well, because Wigan played the 4-2-3-1. They play the same formation that we do. So if they're going to play that again tomorrow, we need to be super careful, because they could be just as deadly. And Sheridan likes to play a specific style of football, so we need to be careful of that. One guy that I know, 18 Dapper, in his match preview, noted as a star man, and someone that I think is a star man as well, Cal Naismith. Very versatile midfielder, a winger as well. 2 goals this season so far, so the fullbacks need to keep him quiet. If we do, we're looking at a comfortable win here, because Cal Naismith is deadly when he gets on the attack. Now, the final of the 5 players that I've noted, and this is the surprise package for me, Joe Garner. Now, he wasn't too special against Portsmouth, not the best, not the worst, but anyone could score at any time. The first victory for any team could spur a striker's form for future games to be involved in that action, to get consecutive victories. All it takes is one win from one team, and the confidence could just boost from there and topple even the best informed teams in the league at the minute. So, you know, one win could be everything for Wigan. So I think that Joe Garner could be deadly. Hopefully we can keep him quiet like Pompey's done. And, you know, hopefully we can give them a good game in the end. So that is my players to watch out for. Now, let's have a look at the predicted lineup for Wigan and then my predicted lineup for Doncaster Rovers. So my predicted Wigan lineup. So again, we're going with the 4-2-3-1. Now this has been a bit of a tricky one, I'm not going to lie, because I was kind of thinking that maybe they could use their new signing. Of course, they've signed Leicester defender Darnell Johnson on a season-long loan deal, so I think that maybe they could use him, but I'll get on to all that in a minute. But I'm going to come off the bat and say he'll be on the bench. This will be an unchanged starting lineup from the Portsmouth game. So that means Jamie Jones in goal. In defence, Tom Pearce on the left, Danny Fox on the left centre-back, Nathan Cameron right centre-back, and Thomas James on the right-back. A midfield of Chris Merry on the left, Alex Perry on the right. On the left wing, Viv Solomon October. On the right wing, Cal Naismith and the cam position, Lee Evans. And up front, Joe Garner. And on the bench, we've got Owen Evans, Amika Obi, the new signing Darnell Johnson, Dan Garner, Oliver Crankshaw, Gavin Macy and Charlie Jolly. Now my predicted lineup for Doncaster Rovers is going to be changed because of course Lakilo is injured. And of course, Tulloch is still injured, so we do need a new player on the bench to bring on this season, the first appearance in a match preview this season. So, I've got Bursic in goal, no change there. Brad Halliday at right back, of course Charlie Seaman signed, but he's been loaned out to Manchester United, so he will not be the competition this season. But hopefully Charlie Seaman can settle into the squad very, very soon. In the centre-back roles, Joe Wright and Tom Anderson with Reece James at left-back, back four and goalkeeper, unchanged this season. I don't see any reason why at the minute to change it. Ben Whiteman and Madja Gomez in the midfield, again, no change there. James Coppinger on the right. I will predict he will have his first start of the season with Lakilo injured, with Tulloch injured. It will be Coppinger starting in my opinion. I know some people think, what about Fajiri Okunabiri? Maybe he could start, but I'm going to go with Coppinger because he was just so good in that second half against Bristol Rovers. You know, but it was 2-1 in the first half and then 2-0 in the second half. So, you know, Coppinger in the second half, I feel, you know, did better in my opinion. And I think that Coppinger will be starting his first game of his final season as a player. Obviously, you guys remember that AFTV video today, me and Robbie discussing about James Coppinger, and you know he was discussing about former Arsenal players and players that have been at clubs a long time. Hector Bellerin's been there a long time. Before that, it was Emi Martinez. So, 14, 15, 16, whatever years at one club is brilliant, like I said as well, like Robbie said. So, James Coppinger, well done, mate. You're going to get your first start of the season, mate. You're going to get your first start. And I've got no problems with him starting at all. In the left wing, we've got John Taylor, no change there. And Taylor Richards at cam, again, no change there. And then up front, Tyrese John Jules, who's been providing the action recently. And then on the bench, Lewis Jones, Andy Butler, Cameron John, Danny Amos, Ed Williams. The first appearance on the bench of Lirek Hassani, of course, one of the young academy graduates from Rovers, and Fajiri Okunabiri as well. So that is my predicted lineups, and now let's end the video by looking at my predicted scoreline. So there we go, that is the predicted lineups. Now, to end the video, my predicted scoreline. So, this has been a difficult one because I really want to be generous and give us a clean sheet. But I know Wigan are going to be just as deadly on the attack and we need to be super, super careful we don't concede a goal because I want Bursic to have at least one clean sheet. I want Bursic to get that clean sheet and get him off the ground running. So, I feel like the performances have been great, but I think we need the clean sheet to show for it now. So, no disrespect to Wigan fans, but I'm going to go with a 3-0 Doncaster Rovers win. I might be optimistic. I mean, don't forget, I think, I predicted 3-1 against Bristol Rovers, I think it was. Not too sure. And we won 4-1. So, who's to say we can't do a Wigan Hull? Who's to say we can't score 7 or 8 goals in the first half? Oh, would that be karma for Hull fans? Would that just be karma going their way? Like, if we score 7 or 8 in the first half and end up winning 9-2 or something, or 9-1, or even 9-0, I can just picture the banter from Hull City fans on the fan groups if we won 9-0 in the first half, or 7-0 in the first half, and then 9-0 in the second half, and the extra couple of goals. If we won 9-0, or if we won 7 or 8-0, or 6, even 5-0 against Wigan, that would be an incredible result, and it would just show that we are promotion contenders. Don't believe the bookies straight away, because we are going to be up there. Mark my words, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with a 3-0. I'm going to be safe. I'm not going to be too optimistic. I'm going to say 3-0. I think in terms of predicting goal scorers, I mean, I could be wrong with this. I think Match Gomez will get one. I think Match Gomez will continue that goal scoring form. He's going to keep going and going and going. I think Match Gomez will score. I think that Tyrese John Jules could be amongst the goals as well. We're speaking about him today with Robbie, so I think that he might grab the headlines for goals as well. Maybe one of those nice solo efforts like he did against Bristol Rovers, maybe. Against Charlton, sorry. And yeah, I think as a 3-0 scoreline, I'm thinking Match Gomez, Tyrese John Jules, and either a John Taylor tap-in or a tap-in from the centre-backs, either Anderson or Wright. Or it could be Reece James or Brett Halliday. You never know. But I think it could be a defender or winger tap-in goal, along with the Match Gomez 12, 15, 20-yarder, 25-yarder, even 30 yards if they can do it. And a goal from John Jules, I'm thinking. So I could be wrong about that, but you never know. So thank you very much, guys, for watching today's match preview. Again, go and check out the great video we did with AFTV. Yes, we filmed yesterday for today. Go and check that out because I really enjoyed doing that video. And again, a massive shout out to every single person at AFTV. Robbie, DT, Troops, Ty, Pippa. You know, every single person at AFTV just does amazing work. So honestly, brilliant work, guys, and thank you very much for coming onto the channel, Robbie. Much appreciated, pal. So stay tuned tomorrow because we've got our match review. Obviously, we're not, we're not renowned for doing watch-alongs, unfortunately, but we will give you a match review after the game. Thank you very much. I am the CHALL, your content for Doncaster Rovers Football Club, and for now, have a nice day.